I'm spending around $30,000 a day running Meta ads for e-commerce brand, pulling in 7 figures a year. And usually there is common mistakes across all ad accounts, and here's the top 5, and this can save you thousands of dollars. And if you're doing 7 figures with your e-commerce brand, it's gonna save you like tens of thousands of dollars. Mistake number 1, no structure in your ad account. Too many times I'm auditing ad accounts, especially for e-commerce, and it's a big mess. There is cost capped with Advantage Plus, with ABO, with CBO, and everything is mixed up. You're launching ad set with 10 creatives inside of it. All of this is not working, it's a mess. Let me explain you how you should do it. Little disclaimer though, Facebook ads is not a science. Even though the algorithm, of course, is based on statistics model and it's very complex, it's not a science. What it means is from one ad account to another, the same product, the same website can have very different results. And it's for many reasons. Now that you know that, these structures that I'm going to teach you is what I'm using for all of my ad accounts. And I have a dozen of ad accounts and it's working for all of them. The number one thing I do is an ABO campaign. And I'm doing an ABO campaign with broad ad sets, meaning I don't target interest, I don't set cost cap, I don't do Advantage Plus campaign, and I don't do CBO, I do ABO. Inside of those ad sets that are broad, meaning like I just pick the age, woman or man, and the country, I group my creatives by marketing angle. And this is the most important thing. Why? Because what you want to do is you actually want to spend money towards those new creatives that you're just done, that your team just created, because you want to know actually if it's working or not. And if you don't group them and you put like, let's say 10 creatives per ad set, 1 or 2 creatives are going to be the one winning for Facebook, not necessarily the one that are getting purchased, but probably the one that are getting the more engagement and the highest CTR and stuff like that. And all of the other creatives inside this ad set are not going to spend, and you're going to think it's not working, but you didn't even give it a chance. So the reason why we group those creatives by marketing angle and we only put like between 3 to 5 videos inside of those ad sets is to give a chance to this creative and to this marketing angle specifically to spend and to see how it goes. And so you're gonna repeat this for every marketing angle you do per week. It's really gonna help you determine and find winners way faster than anything else. This structure is the best to find winners. So you understand now the concept of ABO, of broad ad set, and why you need to group them by marketing angle. You don't put more than 3 to 5 creatives per ad set, and you let them run for 3 to 5 days. I let them run 5 days because we're scaling towards big numbers, right? But if you're doing a bit less of money, then you can let it run 3 days, but don't kill any ad set after 1 or 2 days because it's just noise, all right? Second thing, you can import the post ID of those winners to an Advantage Plus campaign and only import the winners to an Advantage Plus campaign, right? You don't need to test creatives inside CBO, inside all of that bullshit. I heard everybody saying that. Trust me, just do ABO, broad, import the winners into an Advantage Plus campaign, set a budget, let it run for 3 days. You can do the same with interest. Interest, you don't want to test your creative with interest. You want to test your creatives with broad, but you can put and take your winning creatives and the post ID of those winning creatives to interest campaign. And the last thing you can do a CBO campaign now, okay, with cost cap or TROAS, so target ROAS, and you can import the winners inside that CBO and inflate the budget. This is going to give you a bit of stability. And you let it run for 3, 5, 7 days even, depending on how you're scaling. And this structure is very simple and it's really working super well for all of my clients. Mistake number 2, messy attribution models. It means that all of you guys are not really paying attention to that usually when I'm entering into an ad account, and you're just setting attribution models to 7-day click, 1-day view, which is working pretty well. But when you're scaling, you will see that if you pay attention to it and you go into the details of your campaign and you're actually taking a look at the attribution models and is it 1-day view or 7-day clicks that get the purchase from Meta, then it's 99% the case that you got some campaigns with inflated numbers, meaning it looks good on paper, but when you take a look at the attribution model of Facebook, Meta is attributing purchases to 1-day view. So how it works, attribution models on Facebook work like this. 7-day click is when someone is going to click on your ad and is going to purchase, it's going to be attributed to that click, to that engagement that led, the customer outside of Instagram and Facebook or the network Facebook have to your website and made the purchase. And there is like a 7 days window for it. 1-day view is Meta saying, okay, we show the ad to this customer, he didn't click on it, he didn't do anything on it, but later on he purchased. It can work for a very small percentage of people, but usually what Meta is doing is it's attributing purchases from email marketing, from Google AdWords, from other distribution channels to them with this one-day view attribution model. And this is why it's wrong. So usually when I see inflating numbers like this, especially guys, if you build your brand on organic, never run 7-day click, one-day view. Only run 7-day click or one-day click. Don't do that. It's just going to show you good ROAS, but it's going to be over attributing for the one-day view window. And so it's very important to understand, because if you want to spend like 5, 10, 20K per day, this is what you're going to need to pay attention. You're going to need to pay attention to details and to not waste spend, which is the case of 99.9% of the e-com brand I'm auditing. They're wasting money. Mistake number 3 is no proper exclusion, meaning like usually when you want to scale, you want to do prospecting towards new customers and you want to aim only towards those new customers. I'm not saying you should not do retargeting, you should, but usually when you're trying to scale, you're trying to reach and get new customers. And every time, most of the time, when I'm entering into an ad account, there is something called audience segments, on Facebook, and you can just you click on breakdown and you will see audience segment. You click on it and see. It's going to split the new audiences that you're targeting and how much budget your campaign is aiming at those new audiences, meaning new customers, and the budget of engaged customers, which is retargeting. And so usually there is no proper exclusion on those. And like a lot of people are doing that mistake. And what you need to do, you need to set up Klaviyo if you have Klaviyo, or email software you got, and you need to exclude all of those purchasers, exporting the email list from Klaviyo and importing it to Facebook. You can also play with the pixel and do 180 days purchase, 30 days website visitors, just exclude, be really hard on it. Exclude old customers by all means. If you're running Advantage Plus campaigns, there is a setting where you can actually do 0% towards old customers. Do it. Do 0%. Then here you have, with the right attribution model and the right exclusion, your budget is really efficient towards new customers, meaning you're really spending towards new customers. And this is going to improve your ROAS, this is going to improve your margins, this is going to improve your blended CAC. Everything is going to be better just with the small changes. Now I want to finish with creatives, of course, because it's the most important thing actually for your ad account to succeed, but everybody is already saying it, so it's obvious, and it's a bit outside of the scope of Facebook ads technically, but Meta ads is not going to work if you don't get amazing creative. And 7 years ago, the game of a media buyer was to trick the algorithm, meaning you could find beautiful interest, or you could take one ad set, duplicate it 50 times with $10 per ad set, and you will trick the algorithm because it will show with those $10 ad sets to the best audiences every time at the very beginning. And so there were many tricks to do back in the days, but now it's not the case. AI is taking over, the algorithm of Facebook is taking over, and this is just with Advantage Plus campaign and stuff. And in 2026, 2027, we're probably not going to be able to target audiences anymore, and we're probably going to have less and less options to do our targeting. And so it really shows you that the only thing you're going to be able to control is going to be the creatives, and it's really what's the most important for you to succeed. And so most of the big brands like John Rhodes Beauty and Ridge and all those guys are actually they're investing around 5% of their ad spend towards creatives. You can find it on X. They're all talking about it. Maybe I'll just put some images of them here. And this is it. This is the 5 common mistakes I'm seeing. I hope it helps. And trust me, guys, just take a look at what I just said. You're gonna find one of those 5 mistakes for sure in your ad account. And if you correct it, you're gonna just do more money.